I want to talk about the complications that we are facing in relationships. As we all know, that the trend of singlehood is expanding. You hear a lot of people really talking about it. I hear a lot of people talking about relationships, and I see people trying to pander to one specific gender compared to the other, and in the end of the day, it's not getting us anywhere. So I just really want to be neutral and speak on the aspect of what's complicating relationships. One thing for basics is that we have left the basics of relating. If you're in a relationship, the focus should be relating. Sadly, the complications come in because a lot of us are not really seeking to relate with somebody. We're really seeking what they really can offer us, if we really be honest. A lot of us are not going to be transparent about that. So, we're leading into a relationship with silent motives and silent intentions to see what someone can do for us, or how they can fit our package and fit, where we see ourselves trying to go in life, without really just getting clear from that and just truly relating. Another thing, we're not mindful of what we bring to people. How are we adding to someone else's soul growth? Are we have the ability to build another person's soul and to protect their soul? The first thing to protect is the peace of their own soul. Are we bringing peace to people? Really simply. Because, I know a lot of us can talk, we hear a lot of stories, that people face in relationships, men and women, and same arrangement relationships or whatever. And we hear these stories. So the question really comes down to, are you bringing peace to the individual? Are we mindful of the rhythm that people are operating in their life? And do we match their rhythm, or are we going to take away from their rhythm? What energy are we bringing to people? Are we increasing the vibrations in their life? Are we increasing the attraction in their life? Or are we creating repulsions in their life? Another thing that we do in relationships is a lot of times, as soon as we say we're in an intentional relationship, there's a difference between being an exclusive relationship and people just relating. What we do is we bring restrictions automatically, and ladies, I know more likely y'all gonna probably listen to this, compared to the men. And I want you to understand this, is a lot of times we lead into relationships with our own preferences. As soon as you say you in a focus or intentional or exclusive relationship, there's automatically these series of restrictions that you have. Well, that creates complications, because truly a relationship is really about fluidity. So anytime you challenge the fluidity in a relationship, you're going to, somewhere down the line, in that timeline, you're going to bring about complications. So the question is, are you willing to step back from these preconceived restrictions and just allow the flow and allow y'all's attractions, y'all's interests, y'all soul state, your rhythm, your energy to paint the picture? We are bombarded with a lot of things, and these things that we're bombarded with all just assist the complications that we have in relationships. Truly, relationships are really simple, but we are getting so far away from just looking at how we treat each other, what we bring to each other. And when we lose sight of that, we bring a lot of complications to each other. So, my thing is this, to help with that, ask ourselves a question ourselves, because the first relationship begins with us, you and I. So the first thing you got to ask yourself is, what am I bringing to somebody? How am I advancing their peace? Do I match their purpose? See, a lot of us don't get in relationships based upon purpose, and we don't make decisions on entertain relationships based upon purpose. But some of us that know our purpose, you need to make decisions around that purpose. So how are y'all both enjoying around the purpose? It's not favoring the man or the favoring the woman, because both, or everyone that's involved in that relationship should be aware of their purpose. If you're not aware of your purpose, then where's that relationship really gonna go? And the next thing, is just something very fundamental. Another thing that adds complications is when we get to the space where we cannot forgive the person we're in a relationship with. As soon as you cannot exercise forgiveness, the relationship is done. You know, the next question is, what love God do with it? What love God do with it when you can't forgive? See, a lot of us are so focused on, you know, wondering, do you love me? Do you love me? Tell me that you love me. The real question you need to ask is, are you willing to forgive me? Can you still forgive? And is the ability to be able to forgive able to be exercised between not just one person, but everyone involved in that relationship? You know, if these things are not existing, I'm telling you right now, complications are going to rise. You're going to stay in the same cycle of being single. You're going to find yourself in a relationship. You seem like everything's going. All of a sudden, things shift to another direction because it's not working. Because at the end of the day, we're not focusing on the soul state. We're not focusing on the energy we bring to people. We're not focused on maintaining people's peace. We're not operating a space of forgiveness. You know, and when we don't have those things present in the relationship, automatically complications are going to range. And this is why we're in the state we're in today. So if we want to bring about the corrections, just look at the things I just listed and do the opposite of it. All right. And dial back and really look at it. Because in the basic sense, we all bring something to each other. Hey, something to think about. One love. Be easy.